Welcome back, and today we're talking about ReZero episode 43. And this episode, I am really digging what the second part of season 2 is doing, because essentially every time some of these characters go through the trial, they get to relive some type of their memories, right? Like they go back to the past and they relive a moment of their life, probably something that they really regret or that really impacted them as a character. So seeing that perspective, of course, does two things. We obviously see the struggles that those characters went through, but on top of that, we learn about the history of this world. And I'm beginning to think, because there's one common factor when it comes to every new story, every new character that we see go through the trials and we see their memories, there's one common thing with everything, and that is Echina. So my tinfoil hat theory is that I believe that Echina is essentially controlling everything. She's like the mastermind behind every single event that has happened throughout the story of ReZero, including Subaru coming into this world, because I mean everything is just connected. Now, before we jump into what happened in this episode, let me remind you to like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel out. But let's talk about Ryuzu and her memories, because it tells us a lot of information. We see that one, she was actually connected to Echina, and we also got to see Beatrice back then, right? We know that what Beatrice went through 400 years waiting for that person, which Echina, it was kind of like a prank, right? It was messed up. And we see that Beatrice is calling Echina her mother. I don't think it's her biological mother. I mean, I feel like Echina created her or something. Maybe I forgot. Maybe they talked about this earlier on, but I don't think Beatrice is actually Echina's daughter or anything like that. But just seeing those characters and the way they were working with each other. Heck, we even got to see Roswaal come into the sanctuary before it was the sanctuary, right? He was obviously seeking Echina's knowledge. We know she made a lot of deals. So I'm wondering, what was the conversation that was had between Roswaal and Echina? I'm sure we are going to get that in the next episode, because this episode was kind of split into two different halves, where we got to see Ryuzu, the way she was, connected to Echina and all that stuff. And we also got to see Emilia and her side of the story, which of course was the one that I was most interested in. And after the events that happened in this episode with Emilia and her past, I can kind of see why she's struggling now, right? I can kind of see why she failed, because one, she's going through that pain of what happened with Fortuna and her mother figure at that time. So I can imagine that it was too easy for her to relive that moment, because she probably blames herself for everything that went on. And we also have to talk about that mysterious character that showed up along with Regulus. I don't think we got a name for her, but she seems really OP, and that makes me start wondering about the future. How are they going to deal with that threat? Because I'm pretty sure she's gonna show up later in the story, and we know Subaru is not the strongest main character out there. And that's what I love about ReZero, right? Subaru always finds a way to win without having to be powerful. I like that about ReZero. It's one of my favorite things about ReZero. But that's something for the future. But seeing the whole fight between Regulus and I believe what's his name, Beetlejuice or Juice, he's the Sloth Factor. He used to be the Archbishop of Sloth. We see how he got his powers in this episode, and I'm guessing because he did that, he essentially lost his mind, because ever since we met him in Emilia's memories, he's been nice, he's been awesome, and the one we met that fought Subaru, he was crazy. So I'm guessing the Sloth Factor is what made him lose his mind. And I don't think it's going to affect Subaru. I'm guessing that it could, but I'm going to go ahead and say that it won't, because Subaru has been through so much, right? Resetting every time he dies, through so many deaths, so many loops, that I feel like his mental state is strong in order to resist whatever the Sloth Factor does to somebody. At the very least, whatever affected Beetlejuice, I'm guessing that's not going to affect Subaru, because we saw him use the Sloth Factor powers last episode. So that's pretty cool. I'm wondering what's going to be the side effects of that. And again, I'm pretty sure we're going to see that in the future. But very, very something that I want to keep at the back of my head, because I know it's going to come up later. But seeing the fight, it was pretty cool. We got to see Fortuna. She seems pretty OP with the magic. She's using ice magic. That was awesome. And the mysterious character, again, I don't think they said her name, but she's even more powerful than Regulus, because Regulus, we see that he kind of snapped and just, destroyed that girl, but she came back and essentially she just rewrote like the history, like the last 5 minutes that happened there. She essentially rewrote everything without no consequences. Seems like an OP power. I really want to learn more about that character. I mean, she was able to regrow Beetlejuice. Is that his name, Beetlejuice? I'm just gonna call him Juice. But she was able to regrow his arm. She was able to send Regulus away back to his home. She did a lot of stuff that seems, at least to me, very powerful. So I can't even imagine how Subaru is going to deal with her. And the last thing, of course, I want to focus on is what's going to happen in the next couple of episodes, because we see that the spirits, they led Emilia to the door, and I'm still guessing that's where Puck is gonna come from. That's my only guess, because again, the whole area is surrounded by ice. Puck, we know he made a contract with Emilia, and if she was to die, he was going to destroy the world, and I'm guessing that's what they're sealing, right? I mean, Fortuna said it earlier in the episode as well, that if that seal was to ever break, if those doors were to open, it's essentially the end of the world. So I'm guessing that's why she said that, because Puck is sealed in there, and once he comes out, you know, Puck is going to destroy the world if he makes a contract, right? I'm guessing that's what's going to happen. That's why they're trying to seal it, and I'm guessing Emilia is the key. I mean, at this point, I do feel bad for Fortuna. She's probably dead. I can't imagine that she was able to get away from that one girl, because she seems pretty crazy. And maybe that fight is what caused Juice to lose his mind and become the evil character that we met last season. I'm guessing that's what it was. Once that little girl got done messing with his head or something like that, he just snapped and went completely crazy. Okay, that's my theory for that. Overall, I mean, this episode was truly great. I mean, even Archie, right? Archie has his moment, even though we don't know too much about that character, and obviously, you know, he was kind of like fodder. He was just there to protect Emilia for a couple seconds, and then he died. But you know, seeing the dude blow his leg away, badass moment. I loved it. I can't wait to learn more, because this season we are getting a lot of answers, and I'm loving that. I want to know how come Echidna is essentially connected to all these different characters that come from all the different parts of the world. I don't think that's a coincidence. I'm pretty sure Echidna is doing some type of like mastermind behind everything. She's controlling everything, because she's probably trying to escape the sanctuary, and I'm guessing she needs to do all of this, manipulate all these different people to do what she wants in order to escape the sanctuary, in order to get away from the little place that she's in, because she's trapped in that little temple, right? So I can't wait to get more answers in the next episode. I'm sure it's going to be great. But let me know in the comments, what was your favorite part about this episode? And like always, make sure to like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode.